Now we're going to talk about the book, which won more than 17 awards and was translated into 44 languages. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. Never an obvious choice to be adapted for the stage.
But the unconventional detective story was turned into a play and enjoyed a sellout run. Now it's heading to the West End. Take a look.
I'm going to find out who killed Wellington.
Someone killed her dog?
With a fork.
You have any family, Christopher?
Father and mother, but mother is dead.
We're meant to be writing stories today, so why don't you write about what happened to Wellington last night?
OK, I will. Is this train going to London? I like maths, and also I like outer space, and I like being on my own. $343, $512, $729, $1,331.
So that's the flavour of the stage show. We're joined by Luke Treadaway, who plays the main character, Christopher, and by Niamh Cusack, who plays his teacher. Very good morning to both of you.
Lovely to see you both.
Now, this is a book which had fantastic success. So many people read the book, and a lot of people reading the book would think this could never work as a play because it's told in the first person. It's a very quirky story. It disappears off into different places while the story's being told. So, you know, how does it work on stage?
Well, the story is told mostly by Christopher's teacher, because Christopher decides to write a book about a mystery he's trying to solve. He's got two passions in life. One is maths and the other is Sherlock Holmes. And he starts off trying to solve the mystery of the murder of a dog called Wellington. But out of that he discovers that there's another mystery to solve, which is much closer to home. And his teacher, who is a very enabling person, and really gets him, who is my character, Siobhan, gets him to write the book. And because because she gets him, she becomes, which is a very clever idea of Simon Stevens, the adapter, she becomes his sort of inner voice at times. So some of the time, Christopher, Luke, is telling the story, but then he actually is acting out the story, and he does the most wonderful physical things when he's on stage, and I'm sort of describing what's going on in his head.
And Luke, the character of Christopher is a fascinating character.
Yeah.
But how would you describe his character? How would you describe, because even as we describe his behaviour, we get emails about, you know, well, you can't use that language or you can't describe him like that. How would you describe Christopher?
I think Christopher is someone with the most amazing imagination, and he has an incredible gift for thinking and for exploring ideas in his head, but he struggles with some of the sort of things which you and I would find easy in day-to-day life. Social interactions or going to the shops or leaving his street is really difficult for him. So there's a whole wide range of behaviour.
Is he on the autism spectrum? Does he have Asperger's syndrome?
It's never mentioned in the book.
Like
it's never mentioned in the book or in the play specifically, but we've sort of, you know, decided, yes, he's someone on the Asperger's spectrum.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guess, Niamh, you'll know from your experience in film and drama, very easy and to a role like that, given someone possibly with learning difficulties, however it's described, to overdo that. I mean, it's very hard to play that subtly. And we were trying to think earlier on of actors who've successfully done that in the past. Dustin Hoffman springs to mind, of course, in The Rain Man.
Yes, in
very hard to get that balance right.
Well, obviously, I think Luke does it brilliantly. I think it's the mixture of the freedom of movement, because the movement in this piece, which has been choreographed by two guys called Frantic Assembly. I mean, the piece is directed by Marianne Elliott, but it's been a very sort of collaborative thing. And there's an ensemble who help, because it's really imaginative. The book is really imaginative. How do you put that across on stage? Well, it's because some of this stuff is done on the floor. Some of it, you know, Luke is lifted up. There's amazing lighting. So it's like this sort of extraordinariness of his head isn't just done. Some of the time Luke is being quite still and quite simple. A lot of it is happening with the way he's being moved, the way he's being lit, the stuff that's going on the stage. There's you know, the design is extraordinary.
And Luke, do you sense a response from the audience? Do you have people? I mean, I noticed that there were even workshops sort of around the play. What sort of reaction do you get?
It's fascinating, really, and speaking to people afterwards, there's been parents of children with Asperger's who have come to see the show, and it wasn't really until I started talking to them after the show that I had a sense of some of the responsibility that we maybe had when we were doing this. And during rehearsals, we were so sort of involved in it and trying to put the show on that I didn't really think about that too much and just sort of tried to bring this person to life. But
and has your performance changed as a result then of talking to those parents?
No, it hasn't. No, it just they were all very sort of, you know, I think for some people they've never seen someone on stage that has represented maybe their child before or someone they know. You know, not that it's just about a play about disability. I think it's a play about difference and about family and about love and you know, all these sort of universal themes. So
it's a very emotional play.
Well, it's also, and because not least because the place where it starts, which is the death of a dog.
Yes.
And
yes.
You know, apart from all the other issues you're talking about, there is a detective story.
There is, yeah.
Running straight through it, which is quite straightforward, which is you know, someone trying to find out what happened.
Yes, and there is also a family story. I mean, there is the relationship between, which I think a lot of parents coming to see it with children with autism really related to, because it's very difficult at times. It's also very funny at times because, you know, his view of life is extraordinary. And you know, with the two schools I went to, I was really struck by the amount of laughter. You know, it is another world. It's just a different way of seeing things. And I think our set and the whole way the play is done is about actually making us look at things, look at Christopher, look at relationships in a slightly different way.
The book very much appealed to adults and younger, well, not younger children, but older children. Is the play the same? Is it?
I think so, yeah.
Children go and see it as well?
We've had people from the age of 7 upwards, I think, coming to see it, and I think, you know, they'll get something slightly different than their parents, but yeah, I think it's a show that will appeal to all ages.
Brilliant.
Well, I know you got rave reviews when it first opened, so good luck.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. Lovely to talk to you both. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime is at London's Apollo Theatre from the 1st of March.